365 Sports.
Okay. Welcome back, Mizzou fans. Today, well, first of all, today is Tuesday. Almost Christmas, 2 days away from Christmas. That's good. Mizzou basketball, however, is not only not good, not only bad. Mizzou basketball is horrible. Horrible. I am completely shocked by, the result is one thing. Missouri, realistically, the way they had looked all year, barely scraping out decent wins against bad teams, losing to good teams, losing to bad teams, or losing to mid teams like Notre Dame. I mean, the writing was on the wall here. They were never going to beat a team as good as Illinois. They just weren't. But to lose the way that they lost, which if you didn't watch it, I can't blame you. It was horrible. But they lost this game 91-48. I mean, I don't even where do we begin here? Whenever you lose a rivalry game by 43 points, there's not going to be many positives. And even the early, so I got to Missouri. I started going to school in Missouri in 2021, and that was the last year. That was the last year of Quenzo Martin. And they lost to Kansas. This is a game that's the first game back playing Kansas. Like, these two teams have not played each other in a while. This is the first one that's happened in a long time. And Missouri lost by 37 points on the road to Kansas. So, I mean, that was a terrible team. That was a terrible, terrible basketball team. The first Missouri basketball game I ever, no, that's not true. The first Missouri basketball game I ever went to as a student was Missouri versus University of Missouri, Kansas City. And University of Missouri, Kansas City won at Mizzou Arena. That was the worst game I've ever watched with my own two eyeballs until a game that I'll mention in a little bit. But that is all to say. That 2021 team was just god-awful. Quenzo Martin, that was his last year. He was getting fired. They lost to Kansas by 37 points. And you think, okay, it can't get any worse than that. Well, it does. Because Missouri just lost bragging rights. A rivalry that really used to be a great game. They lost their rival by 43 points and looked horrible doing it. And I'll talk about this game. Look, I turned it off. I'll be honest with you. And I know I'm supposed to watch all this so I can talk about it and everything. I turned it off because it was so bad. Missouri shot 29% from the field, 27% from three, 67% from the free throw line. Comparing that to Illinois' 52% from the field, 45% from three, and 80% from the free throw line. Of course you're losing that game. Of course you're losing that game. Missouri was out-rebounded 43-24. Remember, this is a big Missouri team. There's no excuse for getting out-rebounded that badly. They were out-assisted 20-6. Illinois had 8 blocks. Missouri had 1 block. Yeah. What else can I say? This was horrible. You get off to a decent start where Anthony Robinson gets you going, scores all the first 9 points, I think. You're hanging around, and then all of a sudden you're not. And there's just not enough. Look, you could analyze this however you want. You can look at this game and break it down however makes you feel better. You can do that. But the truth is, Missouri was completely outcoached, and they are completely less talented than Illinois, which means they are going to be less talented than most of the teams on their SEC schedule, and they're going to get outcoached by most of the coaches on their SEC schedule. Brad Underwood's a great coach. This isn't a slight at Brad Underwood, Illinois' coach. He's a great coach. I'm saying that Dennis Gates is not a great coach. And that hurts me to say because I have been a Gates guy. I mean, I've been a Gates guy. I like Dennis Gates. But there is nothing he's shown in his 4 years here that makes me want to say he's a good basketball coach. Can he recruit? Yeah. Can he say the right stuff and inspire, some sort of confidence? Yeah, he can. He's great. He's a great talker. He's a great recruiter. But can he coach basketball? I don't think he can. That being said, I know a lot of Missouri fans are ready to show him the door. And, there's been kind of a faction of Missouri fans that have been kind of ready to get rid of Gates since last year. And I was always like, come on, this is ridiculous. Dennis Gates is going to get this figured out. He recruits better than we've had at Mizzou in a long time. He seems like a great guy. He seems like a really good man. I was always kind of fighting against that idea that Gates needed to go. And I'm not quite ready to say he needs to be fired today. I don't think that's not the opinion I have. Although if you have that opinion, I really don't know if I can blame you. But I just think that with the recruiting class coming in, you have the best recruiting class in the country coming in. If you fire Gates, those guys are not going to come. I'll just tell you that. He's a great recruiter. He is there. Those guys are coming to Missouri because of Dennis Gates. So to me, this sets up like this. You have next year, 2026, is your last chance to show any sort of direction in terms of where this program is going to go. Because this team doesn't have an identity. This team doesn't play offense well. This team doesn't play defense well. This team doesn't rebound well. They don't shoot well. They don't do anything well. And it's when you look at this roster, it's like, yeah, no shit. This is a bad roster. You've created a bad roster here, one that was never going to be competitive. And you can blame injuries. Trent Pierce, yeah, it stinks he's hurt. Jaden Stone, of course he would have helped. Javon Porter, don't think he would have helped. I don't think he's good. Trent Pierce was decent last year at sometimes. But he's not changing the outcome of this game. Jaden Stone's been great this year when he's healthy. He's not changing the outcome of this game. The problem lies within the roster. Let's take a look at this roster. Mark Mitchell is the guy on this team. He is one of the best players in the SEC, one of the best players in the country. He's the guy. And And that's that. He didn't have a good game. That's fine. Whatever. You can't expect him to give you 20 points every single game with no help. So there you go. Mark Mitchell, great player, good. Anthony Robinson, a guy that I thought would be way better, has been decent at best this year. Defends well. He had 4 steals against Illinois. He scored the first 9 points for Missouri, but he's no star. He's not a star. He's not, he's not doing anything great, especially on the offensive end. Jacob Cruz, you bring him back. He was crazy last year. He's really settled in this year. He's been one of your most consistent scorers. Didn't shoot the ball well in this game. Fine. I mean, that's what it is. The rest of the roster is where I am just completely blown away that Missouri sent this group of guys out there and said, let's go contend for the SEC. This is the best we can do. Anar Boateng. All right, a borderline 5-star, almost a 5-star, very high-ranked 4-star out of high school from Arkansas. The most excited I've been about a recruit since I've come to Missouri, before, obviously, this next class coming up. Didn't play last year, couldn't get on the court last year. And now this year he's getting playing time, and he is doing absolutely nothing. He's doing nothing. T.O. Barrett, same thing. Came in last year as a true freshman. Played a little bit. It's a little bit promising. He does nothing. Trent Burns is like a ghost out there. I don't know what is the point of having him if you're not going to play him. If he's going to be hurt all the time. Sean Phillips looked really good in the beginning, but he had 1 rebound. He's 7 foot tall. He had 1 rebound against Illinois. The problem is, one, I'll start with this, player development. Dennis Gates cannot develop talent. He can't. Aiden Shaw was here for 3 years and never got better once. And that was another, top 100 recruit. Anthony Robinson from year to year. He made a pretty good jump from 2 years ago to last year. Has made no jump, has maybe even regressed this year. T.O. Barrett, I don't know, not really, nothing super impressive about that. Anar Boateng, absolutely no progression, no development whatsoever. That's your first problem, is that Dennis Gates trusted his returning players to be enough to compete. And they aren't, because they have not gotten any better. That's his first problem. The second problem is this. You lost Tamar Bates, your leading scorer from last year, or second leading, I guess, behind Mark Mitchell. My pen's not working. I was going to write this out for myself. Tamar Bates goes to the draft in NBA. Caleb Grill, also gone. 2 of your best 3 scorers, gone. Okay. You lose Marcus Allen, who went to Miami, and I actually saw recently that he's sick. He has I don't want to butcher exactly what is going on, but just good thoughts his way. You lose him. You lose Peyton Marshall. So you've got some roster spots to play with. And the main thing is you have to replace Tamar Bates and Caleb Grill, because without those guys last year, this team would have stunk. They would have been terrible last year without Tamar Bates and Caleb Grill. So that's your objective in the offseason, to somehow replace Tamar Bates and Caleb Grill. What do? You go get Jaden Stone, which is, I'll give him credit here, although he's played 6 games. He goes and gets Jaden Stone, a good player who has been one of the bright spots of this offense when he plays. Fine. Then what? He goes and gets Sebastian Mack to be, another guy they lost, Tony Perkins. Tony Perkins was a great role player for that Missouri team last year. They lose him. It almost feels like they're bringing Sebastian Mack to fix it. Look, Sebastian Mack was a decent player at best at UCLA. Didn't shoot well, did not pass. His assist numbers are non-existent. He's a guard, a scoring guard who doesn't shoot all that well. That's your replacement there. But who are you bringing in to replace Tamar Bates and Caleb Grill? Javon Porter? No, terrible. Sean Phillips coming in for Josh Gray. Like, you're telling me you made the tournament last year. You lost in a humiliating fashion the first round. And your solution to that was saying, let's roll the same team out there and let's just kind of patch it up and hope that this team, without two of their three best players, gets better. And then that'll be good enough for us to go on another run. Instead of going and saying, let's get in the portal and let's make some splashes in the transfer portal. Let's bring some guys in. The fans are frustrated after the Drake loss, which, by the way, remember earlier in the episode I said UMKC was the worst loss I'd ever seen in person from Missouri. I take it back. That was the worst loss until round one of the NCAA tournament last year in Wichita, Kansas, when Missouri got smoked by Drake. That was the worst game I've ever seen. And fans were pissed. Some fans were saying, fire Gates tonight. And what does he do? He comes in and does absolutely nothing of consequence in the transfer portal. Nothing. His young guys do not get developed. They do not improve. It is a worst case scenario offseason. What did Missouri basketball do all offseason? It doesn't look like they practiced very much. They didn't recruit very much outside of next year's high school class, which that is a different conversation. But maybe Missouri basketball needs to start taking this Missouri football approach and saying, you know what? You know, the high school recruiting is a little weird now. Like, guys can transfer whenever they want. Why don't we just go all in on some transfers and you know, we'll do what we can with basketball and with high school. Like, you'd think with this transfer class is Jaden Stone, Sean Phillips, Sebastian Mack, Luke Northweather, and Javon Porter. Like, one of those guys has been a success. One. And I know Sebastian Mack led the way last night, but the rest of the way, he hasn't been all that great. Jaden Stone's been your only success, and he's been hurt for over half the season. So you're thinking, okay, they're not bringing in any huge names in the portal, so their high school class must have some dudes. The high school class had two players, Aaron Rowe from Columbia, a 4-star, Nicholas Randall, a 3-star from Arizona. That's it. Aaron Rowe hasn't seen the court. Nicholas Randall plays here and there. So they didn't do the high school thing well. They didn't do the transfer thing well. Of course, this team was going to suck, and this team sucks. I try to be really optimistic about Missouri sports. Like, I am the guy that will think, I mean, especially recently with football, I've been like, yeah, this is going to work out great. And with basketball, like after last year, I was like, I'll trust Gates and we'll roll the dice here and see if we can do it again. I've been very optimistic. No longer am I optimistic about this team, this 2025 team. This team is terrible, and they'll be lucky to win 5 games in the SEC. They might be lucky to win 3. This team is terrible, and you can blame injuries. Fine. If you get some of these guys back, maybe you can win 5 or 6 games in the SEC. That is it. This team is not going to come close to making the NCAA tournament. I don't think it'll be as bad as the 0-19 year, God willing, but it's going to be bad. This team is bad. This team is not good at all. This team is not good. So I'm pessimistic about this team. I'm also pessimistic about this program. This basketball program it's for whatever reason, Missouri cannot get the basketball program right. And I'm not going to give up on Dennis Gates yet, although I don't think he can coach that well. And that's a big part of it. So if he learns how to coach a little bit and coach a defense or something, maybe that will help. But like Missouri basketball should be a big deal, and it's not. Nobody cares about Missouri basketball. When Missouri basketball is good, the fans are awesome. Mizzou Arena is one of the best environments I've ever been in. Like the fans are ready for it, and they just cannot figure out how to consistently field a good team. And it's so frustrating because it feels like there were a lot of parallels with Drinkwitz and Gates. Drinkwitz and Gates both recruited well to start, weren't a ton of results, although that was kind of reverse because Gates had a great first year, made it to the second round of the tournament before getting blown out by Princeton. But it was kind of the same thing. It was like, okay, you have a guy who can really recruit, a young, energetic guy who can come in here and recruit, but there's not a ton of results yet. And then slowly now, football has been seeing results. You're still waiting on basketball. Like they won one first-round game, sure. But they've had one of the worst years in Missouri basketball history sandwiched between their two tournament appearances. And it looks like another horrible season, all-time historic horrible season could be on the way this year. So I don't know what to say about this basketball program. Gates recruited really well. God, I got some sort of bug bite down here in my arm. It's like a couple of them. Something got after me. Anyway, lost my train of thought, but I don't know what the hell to say about Mizzou basketball. Sometimes it's fun, and other times it's just the worst thing you ever laid your eyes on. Friend of the show, Quentin Corpula, had a great tweet last night. Well, a great tweet being a sad tweet, a pathetic. The tweet was good. The content of the tweet was just pathetic. He says this, Quentin Corpula, who's been on the show twice. Quentin Corpula says, by my count, Mizzou men's basketball just tallied its seventh worst defeat since the end of World War II. The worst one, January 1998 against Kansas State. They lost by 55. They lost by Arkansas. They lost by 52 points to Arkansas in 1993. Lost to 49 points to Kentucky in 2015. Lost by 47 points to Kansas in 1977. Lost by 44 points to Kansas in 1966. Lost by 44 points to Arkansas in 2022. That was that last Quenzo Martin year. And then December 2025 against Illinois, a 43-point loss. Absolutely ridiculous. And I just can't believe this is where we are now as Missouri. We being Missouri basketball. I cannot believe this is where we are. Like you just think of a year ago right now. Let's go back a year ago right now. You are about 2 weeks removed from a win over number one Kansas. You are sitting with you had just lost a close game, 80-77 a nail-biter game that you should have won, lose a close game to Illinois. So at this point in the season, you're a 2-loss team with a win over Kansas. And ahead, you are about to start SEC play 4-1. Your only loss being to Auburn. And that start includes a win at Florida, the eventual national champion. So things are going very well. And then you end the season, you get a 30-point win over South Carolina following a loss to Arkansas. You end the season losing at Vanderbilt, at Oklahoma, and to Kentucky. Close the season out in a horrible fashion. What happened there? Because after that, you beat Mississippi State in the tournament game, lose to Florida in the tournament game, and then you get beat by Drake in the NCAA tournament. I don't know what happened there. I mean, I just cannot believe with the 180, and it seems like it's like good year, bad year, good year, bad year with Gates. It's just really awful. And I think we deserve a better basketball program than we get right now. And that's it's a bummer. It's a bummer. All right. I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back to close this thing out.
Missouri, your moment is finally here because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is now live in your state. Now you can make every game even more exciting with same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more. All from your phone, all safe, secure, and easy to use. Missouri fans know game day, the tailgates, the noise, the passion. Now, with DraftKings Sportsbook, you can bring that same energy to every snap, every touchdown, every win. And right now, new Missouri customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. No waiting, no nonsense. Just pure action powered by America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code ALLMIZZOU. New Missouri customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code ALLMIZZOU. Crown is yours in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
All right. I'm going to wrap this up. Don't have anything nice to say, so I'm not going to say anything at all. Missouri basketball lost by 43 points to one of their biggest rivals. And this is a new low. This is the lowest it's been in a long time. It's the lowest it's been since 2 years ago when Dennis Gates led a 0-19 SEC team. There's been a lot of lows in this era. Not too many highs. Not too many consistent highs, I'll say that. Okay, I was going to maybe talk about, I planned on kind of starting previewing the Virginia bowl game, but I got carried away with this basketball thing. I'll do that tomorrow, so please come back tomorrow. We will not, I promise, we will not say one word about Mizzou basketball. We'll talk about Missouri football. We'll talk about the upcoming TaxSlayer Gator Bowl against Virginia coming up on December 27th on ABC. I think it's 6:30. I'll preview that game tomorrow. Please come back for it. And that's all I have. Merry Christmas. It's getting closer. Do your Christmas shopping. Hey, if you need to do some Christmas shopping, maybe place a cheeky little bet on DraftKings. Use all Mizzou. You can use some, first-time bettors get a little bonus reward. You can use that bonus to, bet on a game. Maybe use that money to get a Christmas gift for your mom or something. Just trying to help you out. All Mizzou. Code All Mizzou at DraftKings if you want to. All right, that's all I have. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you soon.
365 Sports.